Hi everyone, thanks for joining. Today I'm going to be using the Stephenson lotion base from Crafter's Choice. I kind of want to test it out. It's the first time I'm using it, so this is going to be a little bit of a review. Plus I also wanted to share the recipe that I was using in case anyone was interested in making their own lotion similar to this or like this. So when I first opened it up, I did notice that the lotion was very, I would say runny in my opinion. It's a lot runnier than I would normally like lotion, but I know everybody's a little bit different with their texture. Also a little bit like splashed out when I opened it because I thought the lid was on really tight and it just, you know, how it is. It kind of just jumps out of the container more or less. But the overall consistency was pretty light. It did rub into the skin fairly smoothly and easily, so that I definitely did like. It didn't leave any oily residue on my skin either, so that was another thing that I liked. But the first thing it said to do was go ahead and put it in a container and then heat it up so you can add your ingredients. I am going to be using oatmeal, milk, and honey for the fragrance oil. You do also want to make sure you're using a phthalate-free fragrance oil if you wanted to use something different. I am using my little dropper tool and I'm going to use about 5 milliliters of fragrance oil because that was also what was recommended. I'm also using a little bit of the colloidal oatmeal just because that is a really softening thing to put on your skin. It'll give the lotion a little bit more of a softening feel, plus it'll thicken it up a little bit. So I'm going ahead and add all of my additives now that I've heated this up. I just heated it up for maybe 2 30-second bursts. I didn't want to get it too hot. It also said to keep the temp under 120 degrees, so I kept that in mind. And like I said, I'm just adding a little bit. I'm going to do 1 spoonful of the oat and then my fragrance oil, and then I'm also going to be adding a bit of micas and shimmers because I wanted this to be like a fun shimmery lotion. I love lotion that in the summertime when you put it on, it just has a lot of shine to it, and I figured since this was such a lightweight lotion, this would be a good one to kind of experiment with. I probably could have put a little bit less of that dark brown mica in there just because it turned the whole lotion very dark brown. I wasn't sure how the micas would come through, but it was a little bit dark for my taste. But again, it's just a learning experiment for me. We're kind of going through this together. I also put some Maya gold in there and some Mystic gold, and then the Enviro glitter gold dust, I believe, just to make sure that we had a nice shimmer all around. Once everything was added, I went ahead and just gave this a quick mix. I mixed the lotion for about 2 minutes just to make sure everything was fully incorporated. I did use the spatula a few times to get the stuff off the sides because there was still quite a bit of mica on the sides of the container. So you just want to make sure that you're getting everything nice and mixed in very well. Also, some of the lotion on the bottom wasn't coming up to the top, so it's good to just give it a good swirl and make sure everything is getting fully incorporated. Once I was done mixing everything, I went ahead and got some of my bottles, and then I just went ahead and poured them in. You can also put the lotion in like a piping bag if that makes it easier, but since this container had a long spout, it was a little bit easier to pour it directly into the containers. And if you're looking for little bottles like this, I got them on Wholesale Supply's website. They were a closeout, so I don't think they have them anymore, but they're also really thin plastic as well. Again, I was just kind of trying out the recipe, and I thought this would be good to, experiment with, and I've bought all these little bottles, and I'm going to probably make some more lotion recipes. If you guys like the lotion recipe that I gave today, go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know what else you might want to see as far as lotion recipes go, or if you have questions, let me know. I might also try to do one from scratch at some point, especially if I have enough interest in that. As you can see though, I think I need to put these on a scale and actually weigh them out, because I think each bottle is supposed to hold about 3 ounces, and since I'm eyeballing it, it's just kind of making a little bit of a mess everywhere. So when you're done with this, you want to make sure that you clean up the bottles before you put the lids on. One sort of final comment I want to make is if you did heat up your lotion, you're going to want to let these bottles sit, I would say, for about 12 to 24 hours to make sure everything fully cools, because you don't want any condensation to build up on the inside of the bottle, and if that happens and you put the caps on, you will get mold on your product. So after everything is kind of cooled down, I waited till the next morning, I went ahead and put the caps on the tops of the bottles. Alright guys, thank you for watching the video, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. If you have questions or comments, leave them below, and see you next week.